Valeriy Ostrikov speaking. Greetings, dear colleagues and friends, and first and foremost, a major thank you to the marketing team for the positive news today. Let's continue our briefing as we have answers for the questions that we received for the board of directors, and we will make some very exciting announcements at the end as well. While we have quite a few questions addressed to the board of directors, so let's begin by answering those now. Could the regional sale of GemSpace occur in 2025? We are really trying hard in this specific regard. As you can see, we constantly work on our work trips and are now even traveling separately in terms of the board of directors. I myself just returned from Oman. Mr. Kuchinovsky is currently in Qatar, and overall we have plans for trips to Southeast Asia as well and are really making an effort to make things happen as soon as possible. Dear directors, what is the status with Al Jazeera? Have they signed the advertising and license purchasing agreement as stated? In this regard, here's the current situation. We've made a decision in this regard and are currently negotiating with Al Jazeera. In less than 2 weeks, however, the slow season in the Gulf will begin, and overall, we've postponed everything to initiate in August with Al Jazeera in order for the decision makers from private and government sectors to return back from their vacations to the GCC region. Currently, we are in the process of signing an agreement related to advertising, licensing, buying, and selling our products license. Michael Jordan is handling these negotiations at this time, and we approach the advertising contract very carefully, since at the moment the target audience is leaving the Gulf for the duration of the hot summer here, and we wish to maximize the results of this advertising contract with Al Jazeera. Can you provide more information about the demo versions? If all approvals have been obtained and testing has been completed, does that mean there are no obstacles to the sale, or has something gone wrong? No, everything is proceeding perfectly. We've also passed the interview with the local official authorities such as MCIT of Qatar and are now product receiving the approval. Overall, this happened just 10 days ago and some testing is still ongoing. Moreover, we are signing new testing agreements as we speak. Everything is happening within the scope of the work process, as in each country, engaging with the business community varies slightly. In some countries, especially during the winter, we generally are not afraid of building personal relationships with top owners or countries' hosts. It's just part of how things are done. In the typical business process, especially for most companies in Russia and elsewhere, working with local integrators does not mean that the owner of an integrator always has to attend. Conducting business of our scale in the Gulf region revolves around personal interactions. That is, beyond what already exists. There's also support from the government, coming from high-ranking local officials. We still need to hold some more meetings to keep moving forward. As everything is proceeding as planned, we are on the path we've set, and there are no deviations. 400,000 Class D shares have been reserved for Invest Qatar. Will they be purchased, and when? Once again, I will reiterate that our BDE delegation is currently handling this matter in Qatar in person. The clients are testing the platform, and based on the results, we will inform you of the following steps. Dear Board of Directors, kindly clarify how dividends will be paid. Once a month after the transaction, quarterly, semi-annually, or at the end of the year. Keep in mind that for us, the payments are not linked to calendar quarters, but are instead based on the number of deals, their statuses, and the licenses sold. As soon as the licensing contracts are executed, we get the payments. They are immediately recorded as dividends, and they are not quarterly bonuses or are not bonuses or salary. It is the result of our business activity. Please advise how dividends from the sale of Class C shares will be taxed. Who will pay the 50% tax that will go towards the development of GemSpace? We do not filter the questions that we receive, and a question of such nature is not entirely clear. For example, if someone is running a business, they know that there are income taxes and income earned from license payments. Regarding the tax rate, the 25% tax is to be paid again as an example. For instance, if we consider the EU's 20%, that is your responsibility as the resident of EU. We are not your tax agent. You will pay it in the same way you normally pay your taxes. The person responsible for paying taxes on the 50% of profits allocated to the product's development is a standard business process within our company. The sales operator and licensing companies vary by region, with the fund being the limited beneficiary. The profits will be taxed accordingly, and after distributing the owed shares to class shareholders, the rest will be distributed towards development. Will there be any preferences for Class C shareholders? Ultimately, the most important preference is receiving dividends. We are generally very open and understand clearly what a collective role is in this regard. Nowadays, it has taken on a research-like character that helps our project and company to grow, develop, innovate, and succeed. When will the futures be credited to our fund? Now, this specific question needs to be clarified a little more, and then we will respond. If you can elaborate on it and explain who wrote this question, perhaps we can interpret it. Kindly contact our support service, and we will be glad to provide you with an answer. Michael Jordan and other directors are often seen at all summits and global events, but Bruno Horn is not. This raises a logical question. Is he still working on the project and our fund, or is he simply unable to travel? We actually just spoke with him this morning. He also does travel too. His responsibilities, however, are a bit different. Mr. Horn is the person responsible for Europe and the European Union. Allow me to explain. Mr. Trump had recently traveled to the Gulf region and raised $1.7 trillion in investments, and also signed memorandums of understanding. So why did Trump go to the Gulf? It is simply because significant money is involved in the region. Why do we keep going to the region? Honestly, at 43 degrees Celsius, even the lining of your eyes starts to dry out. There's a simple reason behind it all, however. The main point is that there's money involved, and we are determined to be present there. In the business world, everything is built solely on personal relationships in this region. We understand that, and we will carve out our own niche with a competitive product and move forward. It is a delicate matter indeed, and it does take time. In other news, these are some of the reports from our BDE delegation meeting with high-ranking officials of Qatar, highlighting the main features of our regional work, where everyone should get to know and understand each person, similar to how things are structured in the region. Moreover, Qatari companies and business professionals take new business very seriously and invite the founders and directors to come in person to meet them and have face-to-face conversation. It is important to look someone in the eye to truly understand how to work with them and if to proceed. Generally speaking, the common advice sounds very simple. If you want to be happy, let's strive for happiness. There's also other wisdom involved, but the personal experience of people, those you've lived through yourself, are very important. From my own experience, especially during prolonged periods in the Middle East, you start realizing that they understand that the central hub of economic activity is shifting to the region away from Europe. I'm not going to go into details at this time, but we are investing a lot of time, effort, health, and funds, not just money, to make progress. The rest is all about working with this region, establishing personal relationships, which has its own laws that we are obligated to follow. Additionally, I also want to say that our team in the Middle East is doing highly extensive work. It is simply summarizing many important points. Many meetings and demos of the B2B and B2G product were conducted over the course of the past month, while there are also highly productive meetings on behalf of growth and development for the B2C product, as they share certain synergies. We recently had a very productive meeting with a large group of companies from Brazil. We reached an agreement on a strategic partnership in the area of stablecoin transactions. However, we cannot share detailed information or even the name of the project because we are bound by an NDA. This relates to the development of the B2C platform, however, in terms of cross-border seamless transactions, meaning transactions that occur smoothly between fiat currencies and cryptocurrency infrastructure. Moreover, members of our team met with a large PSP company, a payment solution provider, in Qatar, the CEO and CTO, so that we can process these payments and promote them on our B2C platform, as well as incorporating GEM Team as their preferred internal communication solution from within. This is currently the direction that we are headed in. Additionally, our team met with a major holding company doing business across the African and GCC region for the purpose of our B2B and B2G product to be implemented as their communication platform. Signed an NDA and are currently in the process of implementing the local test platform of GEM team for their holding. Along with what was mentioned earlier, we are also participating in a major business conference organized by Bloomberg called Qatar Economic Forum, where Michael Jordan will be actively participating and representing us over the course of this week in May. And this is just a very brief report of what has been accomplished just this week. Moving on, our schedule of conferences for the upcoming weeks is depicted here. Kindly submit any questions you may have for the board of directors, the marketing team, and our developers in a timely manner so that we can prepare answers to all of them. The bonus package of shares is still valid until May 26. In other exciting news, in honor of the company's upcoming birthday, prices of GemSoft packages will not increase on May 26th as was planned previously. The following price increase will be implemented on June 2nd, as prices of GemSoft packages of shares will increase by 7.5% from original prices. And lastly, we are pleased to present a new promotion to commemorate the company's upcoming birthday, as during the validity period of this promotion, investors and their sponsors will receive expanded GemSoft packages of Class C shares as part of their purchases. The number of bonus Class C shares that will be additionally credited under the promotion is specified in the table depicted here. Also, please note, the number of shares indicated is for the sponsor with the investment status, and the number of bonus shares via the promotion is the same for the sponsor and the buyer and does not depend on their business status. Again, this is a limited time promotion, so be sure to take advantage of it while it is available. And in conclusion, we have reached an exhilarating milestone for our project at this time. As with this exciting progress for our B2C Super App and our B2B, B2G initiative, I would like to thank you for your time today, as we will meet next time.